It is an exciting day, and I was wondering when we got on set today why the excitement. But I don't just have to be surprised because it is Friday, and I would like to say, thank God it's Friday. I'm excited too, all right? Just like you are. Welcome to another beautiful time again on Oweleketv. It is, of course, a Friday, and I want to say, thank God it's Friday, 21st June 2024, and it's time for us to bring you to speed with the headlines for the day. My name is Ramsey Enoch. And someone is already saying, Ramsey has been outnumbered today. And some of you are excited. Are you not excited? But then it is a wonderful thing to be in the midst or in the middle of two wonderful ladies. My name is Ramsey Enoch.
And beautiful.
Oh,
and intelligent.
Oh my God. That is Sadatu Mohammed. Sadatu, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ramsey.
Thank God it's Friday.
Yeah, Jumat Kareem.
Wow. Jumar Karim? Okay.
Hello, Mr. Ramsey. Good morning.
Good morning, Anthony Anokolo.
Antonia.
Well, all of you are looking so good this morning, just like our viewers want to see you look.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so the Guardian newspaper this morning, beginning from the big story, the kicker says, a ticking time bomb. How poor hygiene, food inflation complicate cholera outbreak. I don't know what to say, but then this is Nigeria. I think if there's any time for people to be educated, it's now. Bad water, you not washing your fruits before you take them. You know, just pick something, you leave the toilet, you don't wash your hands before you go start eating. So many things. I think the experts need to start at least educating Nigerians about that. More still coming from the Guardian newspaper this morning. Public debt hits 121.67 trillion naira as federal government moves to check revenue laws. Details read on page 3. This one says 15 Nigerians die in Saudi Arabia as death toll exceed 1,000. Details read on page 3. Then this one says ASU warns of imminent strike, bemoans the federal government's insincerity. Details read on page 7. If there's any sector we need to take seriously, it's the education sector, the health sector. Every sector is important, but then I think the problem with ASU has stayed for a very long time, just the way we're talking about the minimum wage. Something needs to be done immediately. Court declares 33 LCDAs created by Akeredolu illegal. Details read on page 29. Then this one says Sanusi remains Emir, says Kano government amid court ruling on Ado Bayero for others. And that's going to be the size of the headlines from the Guardian newspaper this morning as we quickly move to the next paper coming from Antonia.
All right, thank you, Ramsey. Let's take a look at the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Journalist found dead in Abuja. That's a sad one. And this is coming after he was declared missing for over 5 days. That's really sad. Governors turn varsities into constituency projects. This is coming from ASU. Army acquires own surveillance helicopters. And the big story on the Daily Trust this morning, Kano Emirate court leaves contenders in limbo. We have 3 riders underneath that. Says Governor Yusuf's actions of May 23rd null and void. And another rider we have underneath says ruling affirmed Bayero's deposition. AG asks police to evict 15th emir. And finally, under this story, judge's decision strange, confusing. This is coming from Professor Yadudu. And finally, from the Daily Trust newspaper this morning, cyclists jailed for slapping, seizing gunmen from gun. Cyclists jailed for slapping, seizing gun from policeman in Jos. The details of that you can find on page 17. And that will be all from the Daily Trust newspaper. Over to you, Ramsey.
All right, thank you very much, Antonia, for that. Well, as it is right now, we'll move to the next paper. So, Sadatu, it's time for you to take your paper now.
Okay, let's look at the headlines on the Punch newspaper this morning. And the first headline says, Federal government probes 2.7 trillion naira subsidy debt, Elise Auditor General. That is on page 17 of the Punch newspaper. And also Naira slump, loan push public debt to 121 trillion naira, DMO on page 18 on Punch newspaper. And the big story says cholera, death toll rises to 37 as Lagos records 401 cases. Also on the Punch newspaper, we have Otedola rises FBNH stake with over 18 billion naira share. That could be found on page 7 on the Punch newspaper. I think that is the headline so far on Punch newspaper.
All right, thank you very much, Sadiato, for those wonderful headlines. Let's quickly go to the Daily Times newspaper this morning. Above the header, I have this one looking at me, and of course, I don't know what to say, but Ndigbo's urging Tinubu to stop marginalizing Southeast. This is how it reads. Stop marginalization of Southeast. Ohaneze Ndigbo urges Tinubu. All right, I think the old national anthem should be playing out right here. Okay, this kicker says, withheld salaries. Sanu Nasu give 2-week ultimatum. Details on page 2. Nigeria public debt now 121.67 trillion naira, says DMO. Details read on page 9. Then the big story says economic hardship, like you and I know. Let Nigerians breathe. PRP tells Tinubu. Let Nigerians breathe. You know, there was a slogan, let the poor breathe. Are they trying to say Nigerians are the poor they are referring to right here? Well, you don't need to be told that Nigerians are going through so much. And the rate of poverty has increased, even though a lot of people were poor before now. 2 riders to that story. Wants federal government to develop homegrown alternative to IMF World Bank economic policies. The second rider says that Tinubu administration clueless, tactless, mission visionless.
Why are you putting so
This
much
is grammar.
emphasis?
Please, I don't take it again. And this time I'm going to be a little slower.
Okay.
Says Tinubu administration clueless, comma, tactless, no tactics, right? Then the last one says mission visionless. All right, I'm not the one saying this. Details read on page 3. If you're interested in this story, just go pick it up. And finally, from here, court nullifies reappointment of Muhammad Sanusi II as Emir of Kano State. Declare all action by Kano government following passage of Emirate Council. Repeal Law 2024 null and void. That's one of the riders. Then the second rider says Sanusi remains Emir. Kano government insists. Let's quickly go on a quick break. I'm itching to come back so we can talk about the big story. And the big story is going to be about the fight and the quarrel, the destabilization, and of course, the fight of shame in Kano State. We will return after this break. Don't go nowhere.
Follow us on our social media handles at Oweleketv. Visit our website at www.oweleketv for a thrilling journey. Oweleketv, rising star at the fairground.
Welcome back from that break. It's been a very wonderful time on this beautiful day. Outnumbered still live on your screen, and as it is right now, the big story is right. Yeah, it's so big, and I'm itching to talk about it. It's all about the fight in Kano State. You know, before now, there is a whole lot of respect for the seat of the Emir in Kano State. I could remember way back when we were in Kano State, if you want to talk about people that actually decide who becomes the governor of Kano State, you start from the Emir's palace. But now, reverse is the case. The governor installs Emir and removes Emir. Why is it like that? But then the most funny aspect of it, I just want to say it's funny because of the intervention and the rejection. You know, a lot of shuns here. You know what? The court came up with a ruling. Yesterday, we told you that Sanusi and Lamido and Bayero were going to know their fate. But then as it is, it is still lingering. The whole thing is still in some form of, should I say, confusion somehow. Because the court actually ruled, all right, in favor of Bayero. And the state government is coming up to say, well, whether the court has ruled or not, Sanusi still remains our emir. Now, this is the fight. What has happened to the court? Does the court have the power to intervene? Is it that the federal government should come up and do what they feel they should do as the overall father, or it is within the jurisdiction of a particular arm of the court? These are so many questions in the heart of Nigerians. And someone may be wondering, what is on that seat that is making this fight come? At least the both of them have been emirs, as the case may be, but then there is still this struggle, and of course, struggle to remain on the seat, and a lot of external interferences. I don't know, I'm feeling it as it is right now, looking at what is happening in Kano. Some Nigerians have said it is a shameful fight. That is from their own point of view. Some persons are saying the court these days does not have the power that it used to have, based on their own reasoning and their own school of thought. On your own part now, what are you thinking concerning this whole drama? I call it a drama because it's been forth and back, to the left, right, back, front, and center. So what do you think? Which of the school of thought do you belong to?
Both school of thought would not say they are right or wrong, because everyone would have their own reason for given the circumstances that's presented. A lot of people would have different opinions towards it. The drama in Kano State, now Kano State is divided, seeing that the Kano Emirate Council law was scrapped, and that was what made Bayero and the 4 other emirs to leave the seat. And now even the court also gave another order to restrain the governor from going further with it, but he went ahead to appoint Sanusi to take over the chair. Now there's a lot of division, as it keeps unfolding, people are asking why. And like you mentioned, you talked about what's so special about the seat. You talked about how that seat is highly revered and how people do come for consultation. So that's what makes it special. That is what people want.
And that's the reason they said they must be there.
That's the reason. That's what makes it.
It's a birthright.
It's not
that's
a
what they're
birthright.
fighting for.
That's why you see that some persons don't understand that some positions, like even in normal political positions, they take it to be a do or die affair. You understand? They see it as a do or die.
They're making it like a political office.
Make it a political office. And some people,
powerful.
Before democracy, it was very powerful.
But now,
and another thing is concerning the court. Some persons just feel like, if you pay a judge or something, the judgment can be in your favor, or like in the presidential election where a lot of people really had hopes. They had an expectation of what the election results could be. And when it didn't turn out that way, everyone felt, the judiciary is not doing their job as they ought to. You understand? So that's where all of these reactions is stemming from.
All right. Let's get back to Sadatu right now. Sadatu, as it is right now, with what is happening in Kano. Okay. When 2 elephants fight, the ground, they said, suffered. Do you think this may affect one or two things, okay, in Kano? Because there is some form of instability right now. And you know the role that these traditional leaders play, okay, is very vital. So do you see this whole fight affecting the people of Kano State in any way?
It's obvious already. It's really affecting them because there are people for Bayero and there are people for Sanusi. So when he was reinstated as the emir, those from the Bayero, supporter from the Bayero stood up that no, he is our emir and he will still remain our emir. And then those ones from the Sanusi's angle are here saying he's our emir, he was once sent to an Ezra, and now that the governor has reinstated, we will stand by him, he's our government. So I think it will just bring some kind of tussle between the citizens.
Okay.
Which is even on ground right now.
But then, why the governor insisting that...
This whole thing is politics. We know that it's just pure politics and there's nothing you and I can do about it. It's just there. Ganduji was there. He sent Sanusi on an Ezra. God knows what happened between the both of them. And now another governor is there and he has reinstated him. What happened to Bayero? This is just pure politics.
That's the question. Politics. Yeah. Before now, we used to believe that the emir, the traditional rulers, have a whole lot of say. But then, I will keep saying this. If they are being paid, if their salary, if their allowances is coming from the government, then the government will have a say in their affairs. But then originally, they take the tune.
They are not even supposed to involve themselves in politics.
In politics at all.
Because of this problem.
They are not supposed to.
They are not. The Emirate is not supposed. They are supposed to be free from anything
external
that has to
control.
Yes.
See, we are talking about Kano State now. These things are happening in
other
states.
Yes, in other states.
In other states,
It's just that it has not. They've not had, let's say, a very serious issue that's come to the limelight as this.
So the bottom line is this, viewers and everyone listening to us or looking at us right now, viewing us, if you're on the channel right now, this is what it is. As a matter of fact, I think the traditional rulers should have take a stand. That's it. We heard sometimes when an ex-president was instructing a traditional leader to do certain things and the internet was blown out of proportion, as the case may be. Now it is Kano State. Maybe the next time is going to be maybe in Benue State, where they will be saying, well, the Totiv, came into office because Otom did this, because Otom did that. So many things happening, but the bottom line is there should be a separation, all right, between politics and traditional rulership, so that we will know which is which, and that is going to bring more respect, and
before,
that is.
But it used to be if there's issue in the state, the traditional rulers, when they step in,
that case is settled.
But now reverse is the case.
Every case is settled.
Has to step in.
Before now, if they said if the traditional rulers even summon anyone, you'll be jittering.
People use it as a way to threaten people or call people to order. When they say, "I'll report you to the king," or "I'll report you to the traditional ruler or to the emir," and you see the fear because they reverence that the person occupying that position.
I think apart from going back to the old national anthem, we need to go back to the old ways of where these people were really respected, where they have so much power. And of course, if you have power and you abuse that power, or maybe you relegate that power that you have, it will give other people the opportunity, all right, to trample on that same power. So what you should do is hold your power at a very high esteem and protect it with everything that is on your inside. And that's the only way this thing can actually be resolved. Talking about the separation of power between politicians and, of course, the traditional rulers. And this is going to be the size of the TGIF edition of The Big Story on Outnumbered today. My name is Ramsey Enoch, and we hope to see you again. And that's going to be on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. But then, don't spend more than you have so that you don't go borrowing, okay? That's on the lighter note. I love you guys. And that's how we advise. Just a little tip. Bye-bye for now, and have a wonderful weekend.